I mean, at this point, why do I do this to myself? Why do I keep turning on the camera? And why do I keep making these videos? Because at the end of the day, if I'm out here advocating for a change in the managerial position and the owner comes out with a quote like this, then what's the point? Honestly, what is the point? What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Shout out to everyone always tuning in, showing love and support. I appreciate you each and every single time. And listen, you know what to do to support this channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we're going to dive straight into this. No time wasting. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been speaking to a podcast called The Business Podcast, and he's been responding to a question. And the question was, what would he do or what would he say if the Glazers told him to sack Ruben Amorim? The first response was, it's not going to happen. The second response was, he has not had the best of seasons. Ruben needs to demonstrate he is a great coach over 3 years. That's where I would be. The press sometimes I don't understand. They want overnight success. They think it's a light switch. You know, you flick a switch and it's all going to be roses tomorrow. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one every week. Then there's another quote that says, Sir Jim Ratcliffe on whether this means he intends to give Ruben Amorim 3 years. And he says, yes, 3 years because things don't happen overnight. And my question to you again, people, is what's the point? What's the point? We might as well close the books, pack it all up. Season's done. Write it off. Finish. Everyone go home. What's the point of still going to watch games and see Manchester United play and seeing them putting in these horrible performances, but still somehow in a fantasy world hope that something is going to come good? And this is all it is. It's basically just, it's not basically, it's literally just hope. You know, it's crazy because all of the Ruben Amorim criticism from me, from other creators, from pundits on TV, is all based on facts. But for some reason, people seem to try and gaslight people like me and others to make people believe that the criticism that he's getting, which is warranted, by the way, is based on feelings. Oh, you just don't like the manager. No, it's based on facts. Don't believe me? Watch this. Some of Manchester United's wins in the last 8 months have come against Ipswich, who've gone down to the Championship, Leicester, who've gone down to the Championship, Chelsea, 10 men, Aston Villa, 10 men, Sunderland came up from the Championship, Burnley came up from the Championship. Do you see a pattern here? We have managed to get a total of 9 wins in about 8 to 9 months. Now, if you know your maths, how many wins a month is that? I've already given you the clue. It's 1 win a month on average. Now, you sit there and tell me that there's something to believe in with 1 win a month. How on earth do you intend to change something at a football club, no matter what the football club is, if you win 1 game a month? How? As far as I'm concerned, when you rebuild, which is what we've done, you bring in new players, a rebuild is meant to have an upwards trajectory. It's not meant to go down. So I'm really confused as to why people think we're doing this just because we don't like the manager. No, the criticism is based on facts. Ruben Amorim has the second lowest points tally in 33 games in the history of existing Premier League clubs. Did you hear what I just said? Of all time, the second lowest. Ruben Amorim. But the criticism is based on feelings. But then when they try and spin it and make you believe that it is going to come good, it's all based on hope. It's all based on you have to believe. But what are we actually believing in? We have a manager that is obsessed with this system and this formation and this plan that he keeps putting out to these players who clearly struggle in this plan, and he keeps expecting the same results. I think we've established in one of my previous videos that According to Albert Einstein, that is insanity. You don't do that. We have a manager who's so obsessed with that system and that formation that players want to leave now. Joshua Zirkzee, rumoured to leave. Kobbie Mainoo's been wanting to leave because he's just not getting the game time that he deserves. We're talking about someone who played in the Euros final as a teenager for England. But you know what I always say? You can lie to fans. You can lie to yourself. You can lie to the media. But you know one thing that never lies? The football. The football never lies, people. Because I'll tell you what, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe is really intending on giving Ruben Amorim the full 3 years, then guess what? We don't even have to worry about next season, because this season alone, relegation fight's going to be very interesting, because we'll be right down there. Our next 2 games, Liverpool away, Brighton at home. We ain't beaten Brighton in God knows how long. So when is that win going to come against Brighton? At home as well. I think they've beaten us in the last 2 home games, or the last 3 home fixtures we've lost against Brighton. So when is that win coming, especially with the form that this team's in? Not being able to get 2 wins in a row in over 12 months. Well, nearly 12 months. But you want to give him the full 3 years. We'll find ourselves in a championship next season if we give this guy another season. And even in the championship, hey, I don't know. Because these guys down there, they're hungry. And Manchester United fans and the club in general have this very strange mentality that I've always questioned. This holier than thou mentality. We don't sack managers. We give managers time. Based on what? I don't know. But they just want to give time for the sake of giving time so that it looks and seems like they're trying to make something happen. And that's what really annoys me, because it's all about how it looks and how it seems, instead of looking at the facts in front of you and going, nah, this is actually not working. We need to act now, because if you don't act now, or if we don't act now, this could go left. I'm telling you right now, people, this holier than thou mentality will be the downfall of Manchester United. And I'll tell you why. Because every time a manager comes in, a part of the fan base always thinks that we've got the next Fergie. Please get that out of your heads, of a manager being at a club for 26 years. That's probably never going to happen again. Please get it out of your heads. Please. This is an anomaly, what Fergie's done. What Wenger's done at Arsenal. Anomaly. What Pep's doing at City. Anomaly. What Klopp's done at Liverpool. Anomaly. I don't think we'll ever see a manager in the Premier League again spending 10 years filled with success, or more than 7 years filled with success at one club. I don't think we'll ever see this again. So every time a manager comes in, we hope and hope and hope that one day it's just going to click. But that's not how things work in life. If you want things to click one day, you have to work towards it. You have to prepare yourself for that click to happen. You have to put things into place for that click to happen, and then things will go well. You don't prepare yourself by failing, and then hope that one day you'll just wake up and things are clicking. That's not how things work, especially in football. Do you really think that if you keep losing, and drawing games, that one day you'll just wake up and the players will start clicking? No. Winning is a mentality. Winning is a habit that you put into motion. You create the habit of winning. But we have a stubborn manager who said the Pope is not going to make him change his formation. The Pope is not going to make him change his style of play. So get ready, people, because relegation is real. And this is me being completely honest and completely serious. Relegation is very much real. You think I'm playing? Watch what happens when we play Liverpool. Watch what happens when we play against Brighton. Maybe then you'll wake up. 6 points above the relegation zone. I know it's the start of the season, but we're in October now. Time goes quick. 6 points above the relegation zone. Lose against Liverpool, lose against Brighton, you're right down there. Right down there. And like I said, it will be a dogfight. Down there, survival of the fittest. And we're meant to have these amazing players. Well, for those who've been here for a long time, not going to name names, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not blaming some of the new players who just came in. I'm not. God forbid he stays longer than December. Ahmad's going to go and play AFCON with Ivory Coast. And Mbeumo's going to go and play AFCON with Cameroon. What on earth are we going to do then? 2 of our best players, and we look horrible. Now 2 of our best players are gone for a month. And you think this is going to get better? We'd have to hope that Ivory Coast and Cameroon crush out in the group stages for them to come back. We better pray that happens. I'm telling you, people, I told you, start of the season, it's not going to get better. And I'm telling you this now again. It's not going to get better. Unless he changes something in his formation, unless he changes something tactically, it is not going to work out the way he thinks it's going to work out. Because he is going to keep trying this. And maybe, just maybe, it will take another battering for the board to go, maybe we should pull the plug. Because it will happen. The battering's on the way. It's on the way. We've been getting away with it here and there. We're losing games, yes. But we've been getting away with it sometimes. When the battering comes, I don't want to see people go, oh my God, what happened? I can't believe it. Or I don't want to see videos of people saying, what went wrong? You know exactly what's going wrong. You know exactly what's going wrong. But for some reason, people don't want to call it out, and they choose to hop on different bandwagons and talk about, well, I thought Rashford was the problem. Rashford would have had us right here in the same place. Because people like to do this revisionism stuff, and I'm really not a fan of it, if I'm really honest. Not a fan of it at all. If Rashford was here, I'll be honest, he wouldn't have been the saviour that people think he is. Speak, people. Be ready. I'm mentally preparing you already. Be ready. Enjoy this international break while you can. Because when the Premier League comes back, it's back to reality. It is back to reality. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this mentality of we don't sack managers, because you look at some of the clubs, that's what I wanted to say, just came back to my mind. You look at some of the clubs that we all admire outside the Premier League, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munichs, all of these teams, big teams who've won Champions Leagues and won titles after titles. Go and look up how many managers Bayern has had in the last 6-7 years and tell me they're not successful. Go and look up how many managers Real Madrid have had in the past 6-7 years, and you know how Florentino Perez acts when things go wrong, and tell me they haven't had success in the past years. Go and look up how many managers Barcelona have had in the past years, whether it's under Bartomeu or the current president. Forgot his name. Laporta. Yeah, there we go. And tell me they don't have success, or they didn't have success in the past years. Go and look up how many managers they've had and tell me we can't sack managers because that's not what we do. When the work is not being delivered properly, what do you think is going to happen at your job? Who are they going to sack? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, people, because this is real. I told people relegation was a real thing last season. People laughed at me and said, well, we finished 15th. Okay, no problem. It's above the relegation zone. Congratulations. But this season, the way things are going now, put on your seatbelt, please, because this is going to be a very, very bumpy ride. And don't say I didn't warn you. That's all I have to say, people. You know what to do to support this channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And yeah, it's road to 20k, closing in on 19. I shall see you soon, people. Peace.